Hey everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening to all of you. Welcome to another edition of Coach Miranda Miner's daily cryptocurrency trading, technical analysis, fundamentals, and kung ano-ano pa. No? Meron pa nga tayong mga pakulo na Twitter serye ngayon. No? So yung mga type number 1, yung mga naka-follow naman dyan at maging proud naman kayo sa mga profits ninyo. No, sa mga sumasabay dyan sa trading ni Coach MirandaMiner, no? Congratulations. I've been actually doing a lot of that in Twitter earlier. Congratulations to all of you. But before we officially start, of course, we are actually on a special day today because we have a very, very special guest. Alam mo, napakaswerte talaga ng trabaho ni Coach MirandaMiner, no? Minsan maiinggit ka kasi ang gaganda pa naman ng mga ini-interview natin, di ba? And we have an opportunity to have a first-hand interview with very smart and knowledgeable and obviously sophisticated ladies, no, from Sunlife. We're gonna be putting them live in a few. Shelly, Vera, Yumul. She's actually in Texas today, no? She's actually based in the States. And Mary Joyce Dugenia, unit manager of Sunlife. We will be interviewing them in a few. But before we officially start and put them on air, I would just like to kind of give a couple of insights, no, in terms of ano ba yung kailangan nating malaman, no? Ano ba yung mga kailangan nating malaman in terms of, mga cryptocurrency updates for today and anything else na kailangan nating i-consider because ang dami nagliliparan na coins, no? Before we officially start, I would just like to kind of highlight itong one of the videos that we got, credits to coindesk.com. As usual, this validates ano ba yung observation natin over the past couple of days. No? As usual, institutional investors and institutional traders are now entering again. No, they're actually not just entering, but they are actually augmenting. No, when you say augmenting, tinataas na nila, they're leveling up the ante. Kumbaga, if you're playing poker, no, you're leveling up the ante, you're leveling up, the one that you're paying for the house, no? Yung iikot na pera. You're leveling up the ante. They're leveling up the games. No? Institutional investors, ladies and gentlemen, this is the total BTC held by whales since July 2021. No, since July 2021, no, ang mga total BTC held by whales, the institutional traders, you will notice, ladies and gentlemen, from an average of 50,000 BTC, the institutional traders, the total BTC held by traders right now is more than 50,000. In fact, almost north of 80,000 BTC. No, institutional traders meaning you are part of a hedge fund capitalist, ikaw ay parte ng isang kumpanya na institution, Melvin Capital, Soros Fund, no? You're talking about $50 billion funds, you're talking about multi-million dollar funds. Ito yung mga institutions. And based on their statistics, no, the total BTC held by the institutions, the instis, kumbaga sa stock market lingo, no? Pag sinabi mong instis, ito yung mga hedge, ito yung malalaking kumpanya. Almost north of $80,000, guys. And for institutional investors, no, yung mga malalaking nag-i-invest, no? Hindi sila bumababa. No, in fact, the support area is around 125-ish, no? But for the month of October 4th, pagkatapos nilang makarinig ng potential approval, listen to this, okay? Nasa tuktok na yan, no? Around September 6, nasa tuktok na yan. No, around almost north of $180,000, 180,000 Bitcoin ang hawak-hawak nila. And because of the banning, the China FUD at kung ano-ano pa, naglinis sila ng bahay. But you will notice on October 4th, nag-spike na naman ito into another higher, lower high, no? At around 160,000 bitcoins on October 4th. Guys, this is a prophecy happening. The institutions are now back in the game. They're now adding up again. Bakit? Bakit po nagpapasok na naman ang mga institutions na to? Again, go to my Twitter. Yan po ang sagot ng lahat, no? Go to my Twitter. Okay. So, kahapon, I was actually posting a lot about institutional adoption, no? In fact, BlockFi, na medyo may konting problema lang yan, I think naayos na nila yung problema sa government, no? BlockFi now files for Bitcoin Futures ETF. So BlockFi files for Bitcoin, another group joining the game. Ano ba yung i-join nila? What are they planning to join? Yeah? What is this? Guys, you need to remember, no? Potential approval of ETF, no? Exchange Traded Fund. October 18, unang-unang papasok, ProShares. ProShares, this is actually as per Bloomberg. ProShares Bitcoin Strategy ETF can get an approval on October 18. And October 19, Invesco Bitcoin Strategy ETF can get an approval, okay, by October 19. Okay? And then by Van Eck Bitcoin Strategy can get an approval on October 25, Valkyrie in October 25, and Galaxy at November 1. Nung unang pinadala ko sa inyo, ang sabi ko 4 lang, ngayon 5 na guys. And then BlockFi is adding up to the ETF approval. They're gonna be adding up to the ETF. They wanted to be able to trade and they wanted to be able to maintain funding as an ETF of Bitcoin. Ano po ang ibig sabihin nito sa isang ordinaryong retailer? You need to remember, bibili at bibili at bibili, massive buying ang mga institutions because of this approval. No? They will now start to buy. True enough, based on our research, no? October 4 pa lang ang dami na pong bumili ng Bitcoin from institutions. No wonder there was a single buyer of 1+ billion worth of Bitcoins, binili nila yan. Dumaan yan sa sa OTCs, sa spot market. Kaya biglang lumipad yung price ng Bitcoin from an average of $51, pumalo ng 54. So there is a reason kung bakit bullish ang market ngayon, and that is obviously because, not because of my Twitter, but because of what I posted in my Twitter. So i-follow mo na ako sa Twitter, guys. Follow me there. Gawa ka ng account mo sa Twitter. Mabilis mag-follow dyan. No? In fact, ang dami ko nang pinopost dyan kung ano-ano. Sabi ko dito sa post na to, Axie tried to bounce, no? Pero binasag eh. A classic case of waiting for a confirmation candle. Another thing, and another headline, no? Pinopost ko naman yung sa Twitter ko. It looks like Biden and administration of Biden is actually looking to sign an executive order to create a crypto oversight group. Bakit nga po ba? Why are they going to create a crypto oversight? You need to remember, this mammoth na pinag-uusapan natin is a 2.32 trillion mammoth. It's a dinosaur. It's even bigger than dinosaur. So for me, I think the superpower country called United States need to have a control over a, for lack of superlatives, no? This is actually a humongous giant na kailangan nilang kontrolin. Imagine mo ang isang industry that is right now, Bitcoin is number, I posted it here as well in my Twitter. Okay, Bitcoin is number 8. No, Bitcoin is number 8 with 1.023 trillion market capitalization. You need to remember, Bitcoin is the only one here, if not the only one, that is unregulated today by the government. For you not to be regulated means something else. Number 8 ka. 1.023 million. Do you honestly tell me that kung ganyang kalaki yung pera ng capitalization mo, no government can try to manage you and regulate you? So pwedeng ito yung medyo konting pipitik pababa ng Q4, no? Pag nagkaroon ng major regulation, kahit oversight, sana naman itong oversight na 'to parang si Cynthia Lummis, senator ng US, bumili na naman ng panibagong, Bitcoin, another 100,000 Bitcoin na naman, $100,000. Sana lahat ng senador ganyan sa states, ano? And of course, she is a very, very vocal supporter of Bitcoin. In fact, she's actually in Texas today for the Dallas conference on Bitcoin for miners. There's an ongoing mining conference today. No? And of course, idamay ko na to, no, while waiting for our guest for today. Idamay ko na to. Alam mo, minsan totoo, minsan ganito tayo. No? Minsan type number one if you're like this. No? Minsan tayo, pag isang coin lumipad ng 54,500, yung unang bulusok pataas, ganito yung pakiramdam natin. Parang, wow, I am so good. 54,500. October 6. October 8, 2 days after, parang ang pakiramdam natin, parang talong-talo na tayo. No, seriously guys, type number one if you feel this way, no? Parang last week pa lang ang pinag-uusapan natin ng Bitcoin was just below 50,000. Ngayon, 54,000. Ang tagal niya rito. Parang pakiramdam mo, natalo ka na. No? So, minsan ganito tayo, no? Sometimes we're like this. Minsan nakakatawa na at some point, masaya tayo na, okay, wow. No? Ganyan yung itsura mo, mala Thor. Thor na galing ka sa space pag sobrang laki to the moon. Pero at the same price, 2 days after, sometimes we feel, aangat pa ba tong coin na to? No? Sometimes we feel, is this coin going to go up even higher? Yeah? And at some point, it kind of makes us think that parang at some point, bakit ganito ang social mindset ng mga tao? No, at some point ganito yung mindset ng mga tao na okay, tumaas yung presyo ng coin to 54,000. Yay! Masaya tayo lahat, palakpakan. And then 2 days after, lahat ng karamihan sa mga traders, they will all of a sudden say, bakit ang tagal bumaba? Coach, is this gonna go down? Is this going to go down? Bakit? Kasi minsan, pinasok mo sa 55,000, 56,000, naipit ka dun sa taas. Kaya minsan, isa ka na dun sa mga tao nagsispread ng FUD, ayoko na sa Bitcoin. Ayoko na sa Bitcoin kasi nga, it will go down siguro, it will go down. Pero Diyos po santo, it will go down samantalang naipit ka sa taas. And to be honest, the feeling of glory, kumbaga yung feeling na sobrang galing mo, you only felt that October 6 and ngayon, pakiramdam mo para ka na natalo. No? So ganito yung mga social stigma natin. At some point, I think we need to change that. We need to be able to zoom out. We need to be able to zoom out and be able to look at, the bigger picture. Bigger picture. Okay? And then of course, follow me in Twitter, tulad kanina, no? I was posting about SHIB. It was actually a Twitter serye, no? It was a Twitter serye that I was telling everyone, okay, wag ka muna pumasok. No, don't enter yet, no? In a matter of minutes, I'm going to introduce our guest for today. But before I do that, the introduction, I would really like to tell our audience, no guys, I mean, type number one, right? Minsan ganito tayo as a trader, no? I mean, at the end of the day, October 6, Bitcoin, gave us the feeling of glory na, 54,000, coach. Naku, bullish na yan, coach. Bullish na yan. And then after 2 days on the same price, every one of us were like, what's happening? Right? What's happening? And at some point, I think we need to change that. Diba? And again, going back to my Twitter, again, follow me there. There's a Twitter series na nangyayari ngayon. Congratulations to the following. Batiin ko lang yung mga kumita kanina na nag-follow sa atin. No? Congratulations to all of you. Nabati lang natin ng mabilis. Congratulations. Teka lang. Okay. So, ayan, kasi minsan, sinasabi ko sa inyo, wag munang pumasok. Mag-enter ka na. I was actually posting something. Teka lang, mag-antay ka. Wag ka muna mag-order. Yung iba sa inyo, nakita lang yung post ko, nag-order na eh. So, it's not that, ha, guys. You need to remember, you need to make sure we plan your trades. So for example, in this case, no, congratulations sa mga naka-follow. Ito for example, si Harold. Congratulations for that. A very quick trade, $23. Very congratulations. So sa mga sumabay sa akin kanina, congratulations kay Harold, $23, no? Kay Rosie, congratulations, thank you. Kay Noel Castillo, sabi ni Jel, more signals daw. I'm not going to do signals, guys. I apologize. No, but again, I'm just doing this kasi sabi ko nga sa inyo kahapon, I was trying to prove a point. Wag na wag ninyong sobrang tataasan ng volatility ng SHIB. Lumipad yan ng yes, 200%, 400%, yes. But at the end of the day, at some point, 31% volatility in a day is something crazy. And you're gonna be adding 20x leverage. Patay tayo dyan. Di pwedeng ganun. Di pwedeng ganun, di ba? Alright, and then lastly, before I introduce our guest, no? Lastly, yan. So congratulations sa mga nagfa-follow ng Twitter ko kanina. Sabi nung nag-comment sa akin, Coach, bakit mo nape-predict yung mga yan? Why are you able to predict that, no? At some point, pinost mo nung 1 hour ago. Sabi mo, okay, take profit na ako, be right back, nakasabay ka ba? Bounce at support, yellow line below, magbabounce sa yellow line an hour ago. And then, true enough, after 1 hour ago, dun, nag-bounce nga yung coin. Is that something na minamagic natin? We don't magic that. There is a value of understanding your Fibonacci 618 on your technical analysis. No? If you would like to, actually, natutuwa nga ako because habang ginagawa ko to, I was in my students kanina sa batch. By the way, greetings sa aking mga beginner students kanina sa university. Ang dami, 109 students. Thank you, thank you. Congratulations to the beginner class. Yan, kanina they saw that because it's one of the things that we teach in our university, yung beginner class, yung bounce play natin. Yan. So that's gonna be the last one. Right? And of course, guys, alam mo si MirandaMiner. You know, I keep on teaching free university courses dyan sa playlist natin. Type number 1 if you're my student, no? Type number 1 if you are my student. Okay? And then if you have seen my video about importance of protecting yourself. No? Alam mo kasi right now, lagi ko sinasabi no na at some point we need to invest, we need to hedge. Bakit? Kasi nga ang Bitcoin one of the most appetizing asset because pumalo ba naman ng 400% growth, no? Samantalang ang inflation 4%, 5% every year. So you need at some point you need to hedge your money. Diba? But at some point, sabi ko rin sa inyo sa week number 3 natin, yan, type number 1, nakita niyo yung mga videos ko, diba? Week number 3 natin, sinasabi ko sa week number 3 natin, na hindi ka naman pwedeng mag-cryptocurrency if you are not protected. Kasi ang ayokong gagawin mo, nag-cryptocurrency ka, tapos kunyari meron kang taya sa Bitcoin, no? And knock on wood, something happens, nagkaroon ng sakit yung family, kailangan ng major medical expenses. Hindi mo pwedeng kunin yung tinitrade mo dun kay Bitcoin. Hindi naman pwedeng mag-suffer yung isa out of the other. So before we even go with the speculative trading, which is cryptocurrency, week number 3, guys, we need to protect ourselves. We need to have a foundation. And more than that, sabi ko nga, I'm not always an expert on anything. I cannot always be a jack of all trades, master of nothing, di ba? So ang mastery natin, cryptocurrency. And in this case, we have invited people who are experts in what they do. Na people who know, and by the way, guys, napakaswerte sabi ko nga, napakaswerte ng trabaho kasi I'm actually surrounded by people who are really great in what they do and very pleasing to the eye, no? So, without further ado, guys, I would like to introduce with you our very special guest for the day. Let me just try to share my screen. There you go. Hello, Shelly and Joyce. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon sa inyo.
Good morning. Oh, good evening to you. Good morning here from Texas. Hi.
Ayan, good evening.
Coach. Good evening po.
Hey, Joyce. Teka lang, let me just try to adjust my audio. Hang on a second. Kailangan ko mag-adjust ng audio para marinig tayo lahat, no? Okay, so first and foremost, thank you for understanding na hindi ko pwedeng ipakita yung mukha ko, raccoon lang ako. Pero okay lang na raccoon si Coach kasi nga kayo ba naman ang maging guest ko I think busog-lusog na kami sa knowledge and information, no? So again, I am guys, come on. Hindi ba kayo naiingit sa trabaho ni Coach? May nag-comment agad, sabi dito, Coach, ang gaganda naman ng guest mo. Pero guys, makinig kayo ha. You guys need to listen, no? Ang dami po naming mga traders kasi na puro lalaki, no? So, but guys, you need to listen. Okay? Sinasabi ko sa iyo, makinig kayo mabuti, no? Wag lang kayong titingin sa screen. Ang dami na nagko-comment ha. All right, so without further ado, you guys have heard the topic. I would like to get some insights from Sunlife, no? The importance of getting an insurance. Without further ado, I'd like to give you the time to introduce yourselves. Who would like to go first? Maybe Shelly? Or okay, all right, Shelly, go ahead, please. Take it away from me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Coach Miranda. So first and foremost, I'd like to thank you for giving us the opportunity to speak to you tonight. And hello to our audience. Special shout out to Mr. Jomar Bardicilio. He said sa Sun Life may liwanag ang buhay. And to Mr. COVID, he said he's been a client of Sun Life for 4 years already. Good job, sir. Thank you. Hi, everyone. We were actually listening a bit to Coach Miranda, and we cannot agree more that, over and on top of your investment, you all must be protected. I'd like to introduce my partner here, Unit Manager of Sun Life Financial, Miss Joyce Dugenia. Let me just share my screen here. Just a quick tech check, Coach Miranda. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen. Yep.
Okay. Right. So my partner here has actually worked in the BPO industry. So yung call center guys, for those who are not familiar, so she's worked for the call center for 10 years as an IT professional. She's a certified CCNA and ITIL holder before joining the financial industry. And she's been with Sun Life since 2014, but we've known each other for 13 years. She actually holds a bachelor's degree in computer science. And she's now assisting almost 400 clients with insurance and their investment needs. She's also one of my unit managers in Sun Life and under my K Bracho branch. Yan. Her team name is actually Andalusia. She's also the co-owner and dishwasher now of their food business. She's actually the co-owner with her husband, and she's also a mother of two very cute and beautiful children. So she found out no during the pandemic that she actually loves jump ropes. Di ko pa nakita yun, Joyce ha. Ilan bang ilang jumps ang kaya mo sa jump rope? Hundreds ba yan?
Uy, di ba yan? Naka 4,500 na ako.
Uy, seryoso? Walang version? Love it. Mahirap yun na. Congrats. Ayan. Presenting Miss Joyce Dugenia.
Thank you for that, DM. So, ang hirap naman tapatanon. But again, first, thank you, Coach, and thank you to our viewers and followers. Unahin ka lang to, Coach, ha, please.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Kailangan.
Go ahead.
Shout out daw kay Ma'am Sweet, Coach Sweet, and kay Ate Ira. Hi, beautiful ladies. Before BM, no, maraming nagmamine sa'yo sa YouTube. Mine daw. Mine daw, sabi ni Sir Harold Arcilia. And yung iba hindi na makapag-concentrate. Umpisa pa lang tayo, ha? Hindi pa tayo nag-uumpisa. Okay, so going back to, allow me to introduce to you my branch manager. So she is Miss Shelly Grace de Vera Yumul. Graduated from De La Salle University with a degree of Communication Arts and earned her master's degree in Ateneo Graduate School of Business. Sorry sa mga taga-Ateneo dyan. Sana tama ang pag-pronounce ko. My BM is currently a PhD student at UP Diliman. Her past employment was in a BPO industry also sa same kami. Pero of course, my BM held a position of site director before joining Sun Life in 2011 as a financial advisor. My branch manager is considered as one of the fastest promoted branch manager, and I'm very proud kami doon syempre under her team now, and one of the youngest branch manager in Sun Life. Aside from leading a group of 220 financial advisors, my BM is also an entrepreneur with businesses in the health and wellness industry, agriculture, construction, and lending. Um, my very beautiful BM, tignan nyo naman, a mother of a 16-year-old daughter and a wife to my Sunlife sales manager, SM Benz. BM Shelly loves to spend time traveling to different countries with her family. Sabi nga kanina ni Coach, she's currently in Texas. And she plays tennis in the summers and ski during winters. So, yan guys, presenting my very beautiful branch manager, Miss Shelly Yumul. Back to you, BM.
Thank you. Thanks you, Joyce. Ayan. So after the introduction, I want to introduce naman our topic for tonight. So our title is, Can You Guarantee Your Crypto Earnings? O diba? Big word, guarantee. Well, can I ask, siguro Coach Miranda or Joyce, what do you think? Can you actually guarantee specifically your earnings from your crypto investments?
There's no such thing as guaranteed. Nako, mahirap yung guarantee na yan. Pag may nag-guarantee, talagang pinipitik ko yung tenga. Sabi ko, halika dito. Bawal ang, hindi
Correct.
pwedeng guarantee. Okay.
Yeah, we're aligned there, Coach Miranda. Parang di ba? Nakaka-trigger kapag may nagsabing guaranteed investments.
Yeah,
Okay, so
exactly.
you're right. Kasi crypto earnings, while appetizing, as you mentioned earlier, they're very volatile and highly dependent on market movement and conditions. But you can guarantee your earnings and investments with us because we're in the business of guaranteeing you don't ever lose your earnings, you don't slide down to poverty or bankruptcy, that you keep accumulating wealth, and that you keep getting richer. How? Okay, so what is my job here today? What's our job, me, Joyce, today? Number one, we are here to enlighten you. But we're gonna leave the technicals and fundamental teaching to our expert, no, Coach Miner. We're not here to teach you what you should do with your crypto investments because you already know that. And si Coach Miranda nga ang in charge there. But we are going to share stories to you that we hope you will appreciate. They're real life stories, but we're not going to force you into buying anything. We're not going to force you to do anything about your investments or to buy our products, but we are here to be of service to you. If you appreciate our stories that we're going to share tonight, then please leave us a message. But that's all. That's what we want to do. Tell you stories that you might relate to and that you will appreciate. Then you'll decide later on. Okay. So I'll do it differently this time. Thank you nga pala, Coach Miranda, for always pointing out the importance of having protection and security. And a few weeks ago, you also had a wonderful lineup of speaker from Peru, and they were able to present naman the beauty of VUL. Okay, but right now, let me tell you how we're able to help hundreds of our clients. I picked some of my, siguro I can say, favorite stories. I'd like to start off with Sir Jet's case. We work together in the BPO industry. He's a very good friend of mine, and he's actually single. He was 40, in his early 40s when we met. He didn't have any plans to have his own family. His parents are actually in their mid 60s already, they're retired, but they have their own sources of income. They're pensioners, actually. He has one sister, and his sister is actually holding a high position in the restaurant business. So, sa madaling salita, he's actually also pala an owner of his own call center. He has employed a little less than 100. Um, He's also earning six-digit figure income every month. So he's actually considered rich. Ba't mo naman nasabing rich, Shelly? Actually, this is taken from a reliable source based on social status. No, how are you considered rich? You're rich if you're earning a monthly income of 219,000 and above, and you're considered from the upper middle class but not rich if you're earning 131,483 to 220,000 thereabouts. You're considered from the upper middle class if you're earning 77,000 to 132,000. Now, you're from the middle class if you're earning naman 44,000 to 77,000. You're from the lower middle class if you're earning 22,000 to 44,000 every month, while those who are earning 11,000 to 22,000 in the Philippines are considered low income but not poor. For the poor naman na level, where if the person is earning below 10,000 to 10,957 a month, in the Philippine context, that's considered as poor class. All right. So, itong si Sir Jed is considered rich. All right. So, he could easily tell me, Shelly, hindi ko kailangan ng insurance. 'Di ba? Kasi single. Wala naman siyang pinapaaral, wala siyang pinapakain, hindi niya kailangan magkaroon ng added protection kasi may-ari na nga siya ng call center eh. So, ang dami niyang kinikita, right? However, only just, sorry about that. So he got the policy from me with fully loaded benefits. What did he get? He got the policy with critical illness benefit. He also got a policy with daily hospital income benefit so that when you get hospitalized, meron kami binibigay na daily allowance. And then he's also covered ng accidental benefit. And of course, the foundation of our policy is always life insurance. He got the life insurance from us. So 1 year later, very, very unfortunate, I got a call from one of his most trusted employees. So, yan, I got a call and sabi sa akin, Miss Shelly, si Sir Ed, may nangyari. So, alam mo na na pag may ganong hindi ka naman usually nakakatanggap ng tawag from a person you don't communicate with always, alam mo nang may problem, right? So, syempre nung natanggap ko yun, nanginig ako, nanlamig ako, napahawak ako sa wall. And iyak ako ng iyak. Because I remembered na just a few days before the call, I received a missed call from Sir Jed. He was gonna greet me sana, happy birthday. He just posted on my Facebook na lang. And medyo unusual because on the post, he said, I love you, Shelly. He's a very, very good friend of mine. And he's not at all very expressive. Pero he posted on Facebook, I love you, Shelly. So parang ako, iyak talaga ako ng iyak because I lost the chance to speak with him for the last time. So medyo nakalimutan ko no kung ano nangyari. I'm too caught up in the situation. And then the employee asked me, Michelle, paano pala kami mag-go through the claim? So parang natauhan ako na, shucks, oo nga pala, I'm his financial advisor. Bakit? Kasi this is my first claim. It's my first claim and from a very, very good friend pa. Tapos ang kaso pa is murder. Okay, so nahimasmasan ako and then I processed the claim right away. 1 year pa lang yon, so that means the policy is contestable. For you guys who are already policy holders, we all know that in the Philippines, there's 2 year contestability period where if we claim, there's going to be an investigation. No? Kasi ang bilis ng claim natin if ever it's within 2 years. But we were able to grant the claim to Sir Jed's family. And because of the insurance proceeds that his family got, the family was able to solve the crime. And now the murderers are in prison. Imagine, guys, if hindi kumuha ng insurance si Sir Jed from me, the murderers could still be on the streets right now, could still be doing bad things to us. Right? Kasi syempre, it required millions of expenses for Sir Jed's family to solve the crime. Did you know that in the Philippines, hindi lang pala enough that you go through the due process legally na you have your lawyer and the cops are working for the case. Bawat kilos pala may padulas. I'm so sorry to say this, but yun nga, they had to hire a private investigator and lahat ng umaasikaso, lahat ng tumutulong sa case, kailangan may padulas. So, bukod doon, Sir Jed also bought kasi a brand new SUV. And hindi yun nahila ng dealership. Nabayaran yon ng family, nagagamit nila ngayon because of the proceeds that they received from Sunlife. And he was also able to gift his niece education funds. Okay? So, maraming naging gamit. While nung single siya, parang isipin mo, walang nangangailangan ng insurance. But after he was gone, napakaraming napagamitan ng insurance proceeds. So because of the insurance, case was solved and his family now has peace of mind. I-share ko lang to. Of course, I have to block the details to protect their data privacy. It was issued back in 2012. 1 year lang siyang in force, and he only paid a total of 74,490. But he got, or the family got 2 million, diba? Kapalit ng 74,000 na naibayad niya. Na-claim ng family yan. And, his family also got, his whole family got insurance policies from me afterwards kasi lalo nilang na-appreciate na kailangan pala ng insurance despite their income status. The next story that I want to tell you is about Sir Ray's case. We met actually through a common friend. He's also a client of mine, and he gave me Sir Ray's contact details. Yan. So he's a referred client. And now Sir Ray naman is married. He has 2 kids, 2 young kids also. One is 3, and yung isa, yung youngest nila, kakapanganak lang at that time. I met him when he was in his early 30s. So he has a wife who's not working, who's fully focused on, raising his kids. But the wife kasi has a critical illness. I just won't mention na lang what the critical illness is, but it prevented his wife to, move around, go out of the house safely. So she had to really stay with the kids. He's a sole provider for the family. He's an IT professional earning a lot kasi he's a very good programmer. He's also earning 6-digit figure income every month, so he's also considered rich. He could always tell me na, Shelly, gastos lang ang insurance. Because from his perspective, sa totoo lang, he's the only sole breadwinner nga eh. Siya lang ang pinanggagalingan ng income. Ang bukod sa, syempre nagbibigay siya sa parents niya, meron siyang sariling pamilya na binubuhay. 2 maliit na anak, syempre gatas, pagkain, plus kailangan niya pang mag-prepare for their college education. Plus, siya nga lang ang nagtatrabaho sa family. Pwede niya sabihin sa akin, dagdag na gastos ang insurance, Shelly. However, 4 years later, I got a call again, and his wife told me na Ray was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. It was diagnosed late kasi for men ata, for the gentlemen, medyo iniinda niyo ata talaga ang pain eh. Parang pag may nararamdaman kayo, you don't necessarily always or immediately tell your wives, tell your family na parang may sakit, feeling ninyo, maybe you're just tired, it's normal, hanggang sa unbearable na yung pain, saka na magpapa-doktor. So that's what happened with Ray when he felt, excruciating and unbearable back pain. That's when he decided to go to the hospital. However, na-diagnose na nga siya ng stage 4 colon cancer. And ayan na, syempre start na yung diagnosis, treatment, mga professional fees ng mga doctor, etc. The hospital bills were piling up. The policy that Sir Ray got from me has educational fund, ganun din. Actually, fully loaded policy. Pang emergency fund niya yon kasi maipon naman talaga silang mag-asawa. Pero he still saw the value in getting a policy. He actually got a policy worth 4 million life insurance from me. And it was 5 years in force. 4 years nung tumawag siya sa akin. It was a year-long battle against colon cancer. The total payments that were made was 630,000. What did they get out of the policy? They were able to claim yung critical illness coverage. They were also able to claim the daily hospital benefits. Basta whenever they're in the hospital, meron silang allowance non per day. Walang accident because the reason for claim is not because of accident, no? But for now, meron silang 2 million na nakuha and then 2,000 per day na hospital income benefit. Ang total actually na claim nila plus the death claim is 6 million plus. Kasi yung investment, this was also a VUL. Yung investment amount, syempre kumita na yon over the course of 5 years, they were able to claim more than 6 million versus what the family paid na 630,000. So you can easily see na nag-times 10 yung kanilang benefits. So if Sir Ray told me, Shelly, gastos lang ang insurance. Wala sanang nakuha na educational fund para dun sa dalawang bata. Di sana nahirapan silang magbayad, 'di ba, sa hospital. Millions yun for 1 year. Di sana nagbenta nila yung mga assets na pinundar nila. Di sana yung mga savings nila sa bangko and yung investments nila, yun ang una nilang na-withdraw. I'd like to tell you the third story. Third story is about Tito Chuck. Tito Chuck is actually a family friend. He's a dad of my close friend also. And they're actually in several businesses. Businessman si Tito Chuck. Yung wife din niya is a businesswoman. And yung kids nila ay of majority age already. They're actually of our age and they both have incomes. They're very smart also kasi alam nila na as businessmen, wala namang company granted na insurance, so they have to get their own personal insurance coverages. They're also considered rich. They're earning more than 200,000 per month combined. And, they could easily tell me, Shelly, actually mayaman kami. Ang dami naming negosyo. Tuloy-tuloy. Hindi lang kasi isa yung source of income nila. Tuloy-tuloy yung negosyo namin, Shelly. Wala pang pandemic nito. So, hindi naman talaga nila iniisip yung mga pwede mangyari na out of their control. Afford naman namin if ever ma-hospitalize kami. But ang ugali kasi ng rich people usually is to get a lot of insurance policies because they don't want to spend out of pocket, no? They don't want to spend cash for emergencies. They want someone else to pay for it. And in this case, Sunlife paid for their emergencies. Yung wife ni Tito Chuck was actually diagnosed with breast cancer and unfortunately, nag-metastasize siya. She's been battling cancer for 7 years already. Now she's in her mid-70s, still undergoing treatment. Napakarami nilang insurance policies na tinake out. However, imagine ninyo, sa 7 years na yun, ilang million ang worth ng lahat ng hospital bills. Right? So actually, naubos lahat ng coverages nila sa insurance policy. However, despite exhausting all their benefits from all their insurance policies, intact pa rin lahat ng properties nila. Lahat ng pwede nilang maipamana sa kanilang mga anak at future apo ay nandyan pa rin. Hindi nila nabenta yung kanilang mga lupa and bahay at hindi sila nagre-retire ngayon ng cashless. Hindi rin sila homeless ngayon. Imagine what could have happened if wala silang buffer, if walang safety net. Ginamit nilang safety net yung mga insurance policy eh. Yun ang unang nagbayad, yun ang unang naubos. Dun sa 7 years na yun. Kung wala silang insurance policies, do you think they're in their mid-70s now? Do you think they would have survived the illness? Of course, they would have sold their properties, assets, and lands, lots, house and lots, probably in a very depreciated value kasi nagmamadali. Possibly wala silang cash ngayon, talagang aasa sila sa kanilang mga anak, and possibly wala silang bahay ngayon kasi nabenta nila yon.
Maraming ganyan actually, Shelly. Maraming ganyan na they're selling their properties on a sacrifice sale. Kasi nga they need to have the money. Imagine mo, let's say meron kang four door na bahay around Cavite area. Maybe average market price 5M. And economy is not necessarily booming, pandemic. No? People are not going to give money out because marami na wala ng trabaho eh, no? So at that point, the problem is, sige na, benta mo na kahit 2 million na lang. And I know this by personal experience, and I think I've shared this sa mga moderators. March of last year, naghahanap ako ng property noon sa Laguna. Merong mag-asawa na nawalan sila ng trabaho. And they lost because of the pandemic. And unfortunately, the wife got sick. And they're very good businessmen. I mean, marami silang businesses, meron silang canteen along the super highway. Talagang food business talagang lumalago. And alam mo, they were selling their listen, I'm not kidding. They were selling their 5-door, three-story na bahay for 2.8 million. Galing sa 4 million, 4.4, binabaan. And I was about to get it, to be honest with you, kundi lang dumating tong property ko today. No? It's actually here in Pasig. And I think what you're saying is very true. Sometimes we're being asked to forced sell, our assets and properties on the amount that we don't want simply because medical bills, kailangan ng pambayad, kailangan ng pantubos, na wala ng trabaho, and all of those 9 yards. No? I-add ko lang, sorry to interrupt you, may nagtanong lang dito din, Shelly, no? Sabi dito nung isang viewer natin, meron bang insurance options from, actually, Joyce, galing kay Sweet yung tanong, from Singapore. Meron daw ba siyang option for insurance pag OFW? Is that something that you can answer now, or you'd like us to go with the questions later on, Shelly or Joyce?
Actually, yes, definitely. We can cater to everyone, no? Kasi nga, everyone needs insurance. They just don't realize, not everyone realizes that. For OFWs who are currently not in the Philippines right now, we can always present to them, but the signing should be done in the Philippines. So, pwede naman naming abangan, no? Yung date of return ninyo, and then we can close the transaction when you come back to the Philippines.
So, Sweet, umuwi ka na daw today para maabangan na natin, Sweet. Mga moderators, alam na. And then, sabi dito ni Happy Thoughts, May Sunlife insurance po ako. Flex po. Pero nung nag-pandemic, hindi ko po nabayaran. Pero ang alam ko, almost 5 years na po ako nagbabayad at may top up pa. Cover pa din daw ba siya ng insurance?
Actually, I could say no without looking at the account right now. If she's been paying without any delays or without a lot of misses for 5 years, it should hold. But the best way to check is through your advisor or through your online portal. Kasi if it's an investment account, then there should be a fund value that's covering for the admin cost. But best pa rin really to check with your advisor and online account. Yun yung beauty actually ng VUL. Na, it's invested and it earns. So pag may mga times na ganito, maging jobless tayo, unfortunately, yung kinikita ng policy natin covers, to maintain the policy. Tapos biglang may mangyari, magugulat na lang tayo na we've not been paying for several quarters, pero shucks, my gosh, buti may na-claim. Marami na ako ganun
Maraming
kaso.
ganon. Okay. And then,
Yes.
and siguro, one more question before we go with the presentation, Shelly. Sabi dito, kapag age 60 na ba, pwede bang kumuha ng insurance?
Definitely, Coach Miranda. We still have policies with issue ages 60 years old and above. Medyo limited yung choices unlike kapag mas bata, syempre. But definitely, we can cover pa if you are opening an account at 60 years old. Thank you for the question, Coach.
All right. Yep. Galing kay Marcelino Sevilla. I hope that answers your question. Go ahead with the presentation, Miss Shelly.
Okay. Thank you, Coach Miranda, for sharing your personal story. Di ba parang minsan medyo makokonsensya tayo to take an offer of a sacrificed price value or parang depreciated price value. But, naturally, we will take a very small offer kasi syempre nakakatipid tayo, di ba? But tamang-tama ka, marami pa dyan na stories about it. Mas sad than what we shared. But I hope in the audience, because we're educating them, wala nang mangyari sa kanila like this in the future. The last story that I want to share is about Rob's case. He's a close friend of mine naman, and he's also a business person. He's married and he has a wife who's actually a doctor. Diba if sa audience natin may mga doctors dito or may kilala kayong doctors, medyo late kasi yung pag earn ng income. Kasi diba they parang 10 to 12 to 15 years before they actually can practice full-fledged. So, yung wife niya is in her early 30s and kakatayo lang ng clinic. And kakaborn lang din ng kanilang son. When the wife was actually diagnosed also with cancer, wala pang 1-year-old yung son nila. They're both combined, household income nila, ganun din, 6 digits per month because apart from being a businessman, employed din yung husband si Rob. So they're considered also as rich family. Yan. So they could easily tell me, Shelly, doktor si wife, and alam mo, may discount kami sa hospital. Tapos free din yung professional fees ng mga doctor within their same network. Now, bago pa lang din yung policy, actually 2 years old, when the policy was enforced. But the doctor wife was diagnosed with leukemia. In just 4 months, they spent 2 million. Guys, 2 million yung na-spend nila in hospital bills, treatment, and wala ng PF, no? So this is after discount. Imagine yun if she were not a doctor, kung magkano ang magiging cost nito in just 4 months. But after the discount, etc., they still spent 2 million in treatment. But I'm happy to report that she's a cancer survivor and now enjoying her life with their toddler. What they got as a policy is a 500,000 MaxiLink Prime, no? Pero kasi ang feature ng MaxiLink Prime is that it doubles your death benefit upon claim. So may 1 million silang death benefit or life insurance. The total payments that were made is only 128,000 and the policy is now 3 years in force. So yun nga, I'm happy to report that she's now healthy and her body took the treatment very well. She was able to claim the critical insurance coverage amounting to 1 million. So nakatulong yun. Kasi meron silang ipon na mag-asawa, tapos nagbayad si Sunlife ng 1 million. They didn't tell me na doktor naman si wife Shelly eh. In fact, mukhang wala kaming gagastusin if ever may mangyari sa kanya kasi libre naman ng professional fee. And discounted naman kami sa hospital bills. They still got their own personal insurance coverage. So, I'd like naman to give the floor to Joyce to tell her own story naman of her client.
Thank you, BM. It's been like three times ko na yata napakinggan yung story mo, pero again, same feeling on my end. Ang bigat sa dibdib. For our followers who had impacted sa inyo sa mga story na kinenta ni BM Shelly, maybe you can share sa chat via YouTube and Facebook Live. And bago ako mag-proceed to my story, shout out again, Coach Miranda. Hope you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
There are a lot. Yeah, we have a lot of teammates on live right now. So hi to my Quebracho teammates, to UMP, and also especially to my Andalusia unit, si Denzel, si Twinkle, and si Sheena and Abby. Hi. Ayun. Okay. So we're not here na takutin kayo or to whatnot, but again, we are sharing our real client stories. So BM shared her 4 client stories. Ako naman isa lang. But then itong mga story or itong ikwento ko sa inyo is very recent. A client that happened or my claim recently, just this September lang. And to let you know, this story had permission from my client and his wife. And also, nandyan sila nakikinig. Hi, Sid and Jana. Ayan. So to continue for BM story, I'd like you to meet Sid, my client. So friend ko ito si Sid prior me joining Sunlife. He is a programmer. So ang kinikita niya is more than the average kinikita ng normal na employee dito sa Pilipinas. He is a programmer, so kung may mga programmer si coach na student or followers dyan, di ba, you know na as a programmer, project-based siya. So Sid wants to earn more, so bukod sa full-time job niya as a programmer, he took side projects also. So let's say na si Sid, bukod sa masipag, he's earning quite a lot bukod dun sa full-time job niya. And Sid also, can you please next pa yan. Sid also is physically fit. He joins marathon. Actually, nag-join pa yata siya ng triathlon, if I'm not mistaken. He runs a marathon, he swims, he bikes, he has a team. They joined a triathlon way back, siguro mga 4 to 5 years ago. And then, so fit siya. He's single by then. Si Sid also, syempre, habang matanda tayo, he got married. So, he married his girlfriend, Jana. And, syempre, di ba, pagka nagkapakasal, they build their assets as husband and wife. So, bumili sila ng, bumili sila ng condo, and then, nag-establish sila ng lahat ng mga assets. Siyempre, di ba, habang nagtatrabaho tayo, as we age, for sure, like you, diba? You have your own reason also why you are doing the crypto. So like said, nag-stock siya, I know. And then dumating sa point na dumami yung bills niya because of the assets that they are building. There comes a time na dahil sa na-start na namin yung policy namin sa Sunlife, dahil sa dumami nga yung mga assets niya, dumami yung bills niya. Then, pandemic happened. So as a financial advisor, hindi lang naman kami assisting our clients with the investment, with the portfolios, but then nag-update din kami on the back end with all the admin works. So 2021 came, nag-message ako kay Sid. Please take note ha dun sa mga dates, naka-highlighted yan kasi meron siyang specific role dito sa story natin. So, I message him sa Facebook, mag-update lang ng status ng wife niya because by then, syempre girlfriend, boyfriend pa lang sila. So, itong pandemic, I had a chance na suyurin lahat ng mga client list ko to update all the necessary admin work. So, me sending him a message, itong exact conversation namin, i-update lang namin yung status ng wife niya and added as a beneficiary. So, sabi niya yan, exactly, yan yung message niya sa akin. Then, few weeks after, baka days nga lang eh, so July 26 nag-chat kami, no? I did all the things that I needed to do to update, nagawa na namin. Na status change na si girlfriend as wife. Then comes August 9. Random message na tanggap ko on my messenger. Si Sid nag-message sa akin. Sabi niya exactly, Joyce, parang sakto yung follow-up mo sa akin to update my beneficiaries. Na-diagnose ako with colon cancer. I need your help. Me telling you now the story, binabalikan ko yung moment na yun as I read Sid's chat message sa akin. Nakakakilabot. Knowing na he's my good friend, ang unang iniisip ko is how is he? Siyempre, diba, kasi parang kung ako nga kinilabutan reading this message. Oh, by the way, nakalimutan ko ha. I asked him before, kung syempre nagtanong ako, di ba? So, ano nangyari? Ganyan. Dahil sa pandemic, of course, he wanted to get himself back sa fit self niya. Kasi because of the pandemic, di ba, sobrang convenient ng mga deliveries, tapos nawala yung physical activities natin, yung mga takbo, and also he gained weight. So dahil sa pandemic, and also his mother-in-law has cancer na inaalagaan ng wife niya. So medyo exposed siya na kailangan maging healthy na talaga tayo. So before itong chat niyang to sa akin ha, he had a series of blood tests lang, blood works lang because he is aiming for weight loss. That's it. Wala siyang nafe-feel at all. Wala kahit ano, gusto niya lang magpapayat ulit because he gained weight. And a one blood test lead to another test, lead to another blood works. And then, eto na. The results came and sinabi ng doctor niya, eto na, meron siyang colon cancer. So as his financial advisor, syempre, I did my part, check the policy, right? Pero while we are working at the back end, kung ano yung mga coverage na meron siya with his policy he got from me, he had his surgery last August 30. So, tingnan nyo, no? From July 26 kami nag-chat with the update ng kung ano lang, update ng beneficiary niya lang. August 9, na-diagnose siya with colon cancer. And then, 21 days after, in-undergo na siya ng surgery. Okay pa kayo? Kasi ako medyo mabigat pa. Okay pa so far?
Okay pa. Okay pa, at least what's important is he's listening right now, so he's probably good. So good to hear, and I hope you really get
Amazing.
soon well, Sid. All right, gotta go ahead with the story. I'm really
Thank
into
you,
the story.
Coach. Thank
All
you,
right.
Coach. All right. So, August 30, he had his surgery. So, sa end naman namin, sa end ko naman as financial advisor, um, I'm happy, nakaka-proud to tell na sa policy niya, we got him a critical illness coverage. So for his own security di lang natin ilalagay yung exact amount. But then, September 11, ito yung, kumbaga, release na ni Sunlife yung check having this amount for critical illness coverage. And that covers yung colon cancer niya nga. So that's the exact letter I got from Sun Life. And September 14th, ito ako, pinicturean ko talaga because again, as financial advisor, Sid is my friend, pero me handing him this amount of check to cover or somehow magamit nila for the medication and this healing, sobrang nakaka-proud yun for us as financial advisors. So yun, I'm happy to tell you na 'di ba ang daming mga GoFundMe tayong na ano ba nalalaman sa mga friends natin, sa mga MMK stories, pero I'm happy to tell na with this amount of check na meron si Sid from his policy, right now hindi kami nag-undergo ng kahit anong ganong mga fundraising for his condition na yon. Okay, so now me showing you, this is the exact document we have from our system. So yung face amount is technically his coverage. So it's almost 2 million to be exact. And then kinuha niya sa akin last 2015. So 6 years pa lang, 6 years pa lang yung policy niya under Sunlife, and then yung total na naihulog niya for his investment is 202. Right? But again, me delivering this check na more than that 202 na ina-deposit niya. Alright? So, dun sa policy niya, so we have almost 2 million life insurance coverage. Kasama din doon yung amount of the critical illness coverage na meron siya on that policy. That's the guaranteed benefit. And then, syempre, yung what you can see there, the fund value or the cash value, yung investment component naman of the policy is he has 202,000 plus. Right? So, knowing na, yun nga, meron siyang cancer right now, naibigay ni Sunlife ang critical illness, pero nandun pa rin yung life insurance coverage niya. At the same time, yung investment component or investment part ng policy niya with Sunlife. Alright? So, yun, happy to tell you na he had na his first chemo session nung October 1, Friday. So, yung series of dates natin, tumugma, kumbaga, naayon dun sa mga series of events din na plinano ng oncologist na kay Sid. Right? And, di ba kanina pa ako nagsasabi ng meet Sid, you are very lucky, or it's my pleasure also na ipapakilala ko talaga sa inyo si Sid. He allowed us to he recorded a video. I requested him to record a video para mag-share ng side niya naman. So, mag-share lang po ako, ha?
Yep.
Okay.
And he's listening right now, di ba?
Yes.
Okay. Hey Sid,
yeah,
get well soon. We'll need to run more, no? And I'm sure you're gonna be really, really good. No, all right.
Yeah. While I'm looking up for the video, siguro dun sa may mga friends, or let's like spare a moment tonight also to pray to all of them who's experiencing illnesses or any illnesses or kung ano mang difficulties right now. I'll share lang po, Coach, yung sa Facebook because apparently yung video hindi naririnig.
That's okay. All right, that's fine.
Okay. Is the audio fine?
Yes, I can hear it.
Okay.
Sid, isa ako sa mga naging customer ni Joyce sa Sunlife Insurance. Kumuha ko sa kanya way back ng plan kasi gusto ko ako ng insurance at the same time investment. Kasi gusto kong mag-diversify ng portfolio that time tapos may extra pera ako. Tapos umabot sa point na kasi ang dami kong expenses like kasi sinusuportahan ko yung family ko. Ganun. Na parang muntik ako pang hindi ituloy yung insurance with her. Pero kinausap niya ako ng maayos about doon kasi sayang yung mga benefits na pwede ko makuha. Ganun. So, tinuloy ko naman. Ang talagang hindi ko ina-expect na this year na diagnose ako ng stage 4 colon cancer. So, sobrang parang na one-time jackpot talaga yung pangyayari ko sa akin. Kasi wala sa family ko sa both mother side sa father side ang may cancer. Kaya talagang hindi ko in-expect. Tapos, ayun, nagamit namin lahat yung HMO namin sa operation kaso kailangan ko pang i-chemotherapy. So, buti na lang din talaga na na kumuha ko nitong Sunlife na insurance. Kasi hindi ko in-expect na may critical illness benefit pala ako makukuha. Tapos yun. So, lumapit ulit ako kay Joyce to help me kung paano makapag-claim sa Sunlife about this. And sobrang hindi ako nahirapan sa pag-claim. Kaya ngayon, hindi ako nahihirapan at tuloy-tuloy naman yung naging process ko sa chemotherapy ngayon. So, kayo kung may mga kakilala kayo na medyo naging reluctant pa na kumuha ng insurance, use my case for example, sobrang hindi ko ina-expect na magkaka-cancer ako of all the people na kilala ko at saka ako dahil nahilig ako sa sports, medyo lumaki lang ako lately dahil sa work, pero cancer is yung last sa list na ine-expect kong magkakaroon kami dahil wala kaming hereditary diseases at all, kaya nali ko rin ako sa insurance way back. So, ayun lang. Sobrang salamat sa Sunlife at yun, natutuloy ko ngayon yung chemotherapy ko to cure me and to, of course, extend my life. Kundi siguro dahil sa Sunlife, wala, may hihirapan ako ngayon. Kaya yun, more power to you guys. Hi, my name is Sid.
Ayun. So, that's it. And yan, from one of the 5 stories that you heard, 4 from BM and 1 from me. Hopefully we were able to share or to teach you na about all the guaranteed, the coverage that we needed, apart from, of course, us building our investment, our assets, and yung mga kung ano mga gusto natin na-achieve, right? Alright, so now hearing those stories, me and BM Shelly na in-invite ni Coach Miranda, of course, siguro naman as your financial advisor, we showed you na the real client stories na namin, no? So me talking to you now as your trusted financial advisor, what would you feel if we will design a plan for you that provides you your critical illness coverage of 1 million pesos, 5 million pesos, or 10 million pesos, or even more when you get critically ill, just like Sid. Or as your trusted financial advisor now, talking to you, what would you feel if we are going to, or I will assist you in designing a plan for you that provides you sa kayong family mo, I believe mostly of our followers or students ni Coach Miranda are OFWs. So allow us, or let's design a plan for you and your family na kaya ka nagtatrabaho dyan sa abroad, na abroad, right, for them. Pero let's design a plan na bibigyan natin sila ng 1 million pesos or 5 million pesos, 10 million pesos, or even more if kinuha ka na ni Lord. And lastly, as your trusted financial advisor, let's design a plan for you that provides you and your family, lalo na yung family mo na mag-aalaga sa'yo. And readily prepared ng 1 million pesos, 5 million pesos, or 10 million pesos, or again, even more, para sa pagpapagaling mo or for your healing if you get sick or you acquired any critical illness. Or allow us also, if you wanted to be like me and we am Shelly, working as financial advisor, we're also extending to everyone that we are we want you in our team in Sunlife as financial advisor. So let's join our team, be a financial advisor also. So join us. Meron kaming career orientation this coming October 16. That's Saturday, 10 a.m. Manila time. Right? Reach me out later. I'll show you my contact card or contact details para sa mga next schedules ng career orientation. So with that, me now talking to you as your trusted financial advisor again. Maraming salamat to all Coach Miranda students, and especially Coach Miranda. Thank you for allowing us to teach your students here about the guaranteed coverage of insurance policy. So again, I'm Joyce Dugenia, and this is my contact details. So pa-screenshot na, add me on Facebook, and yan. I would be glad and happy to assist you. Thank you, and maraming salamat sa pakikinig. Back to you, BM.
Thank you so much, Joyce. Meron lang akong gustong response dun sa nag-comment about hahaba din ng buhay mo with insurance kasi you don't have to worry about bills. Totoo yan. Kasi kung hindi natin ikamamatay, yung cancer, stroke, heart attack, no, kung anumang illness yan, ang ikamamatay natin ay stress. So let us take away the stress from you and your family and get yourself guaranteed insurance coverage from Sunlife Financial. Because, actually, this is my personal belief. Aim for access, not for success. And to be specific, aim for unlimited access, no? Unlimited access to healthcare, unlimited access to medical and protection. Kasi success is very finite and definitive. And, when it's done and gone, what are you gonna go for next? So aim for access instead. And, the only way that you can guarantee that you keep your wealth, your assets, and your investment earnings is by getting yourself insured. Thank you so much again for your time. Good evening to everyone. Thank you, Coach Miranda.
Thank you. All right, guys, type number 1 to give our virtual clap of support for our two wonderful guests for today. Thank you, Miss Shelly and Miss Joyce. No, if you guys don't mind, I would like to ask you a couple of questions based lang dito sa mga questions online. No, number 1, anong klase po ng policy yung sinishare ninyo? Is that the same with flex? I'm not sure what is flex. Is that a flex? Is there a flex policy in Sunlife? I don't know. Who can answer, Shelly or Miss Joyce?
The policies that we actually shared no from our clients, mix na yon. May mga VUL, mayroong mga traditional life policies.
Okay.
But what we're highlighting in this session tonight, is our critical illness coverage. That is the one that's going to give you guaranteed coverage talaga when you get diagnosed
Okay.
of critical illnesses.
Okay.
That's the Sunlife Assure, or you can also get the Sunfit and Well na plan namin. I hope that answered your question.
Another question here is pag murder daw po ba, pag suicide, is it covered? I don't know. Suicide. Wag naman, ikaw naman talaga. Wag ka naman gano'n. Wag ka mag-isip ng gano'n. Kung mag-iisip ka ng ganyan, kusapin mo ko, ikaw talaga. Pero levity aside, is that covered by insurance?
Unfortunately, taking your own life is not covered in any insurance actually. Ano yan, rule yan or policy yan ng Insurance Commission ng Philippines.
Okay. Okay, well, guys, come on. Sabi nung nag-comment na isa dito, that's the last insurance that you'd like to get, no? Kasi you don't wanna kill your life, di ba? Another question here is, this is not about insurance. Kapag nakapag-claim na po ba ng critical illness, meron pa ding insurance coverage and cash value?
DM, allow me to answer that, please.
Yes, please.
Okay. So, just like my client said, Coach Miranda, to that person who asked, yes. So, critical illness coverage kasi is just a component of the insurance policy. So, as long as meron kang life insurance coverage, critical illness coverage, and investment on the policy that you got or kukuhanin mo, different yon. So like said, nakuha na namin or na-claim namin yung critical illness coverage niya. Wala na yon, syempre, kasi one time with the plan that we have, though meron din namang plan na there are some certain percentage first. So itong plan namin ni Sid is lump sum. So yung critical illness coverage na yun, nakuha na namin. Yet, ang life insurance niya syempre, dahil sa buhay pa naman si Sid, it's still existing, it's still enforced, and also his investment and or
Okay.
cash value ng
Okay.
policy niya.
Okay. Alright. For critical illness po at may illness na, pwede din mo mag-apply in what age daw? Kung may illness na daw. Pwede po mag-apply at what age daw pwede? I don't think it's allowed, no? Kasi I think you'll be rated. My insurance advisor told me, because I have 5 insurance today. He told me, no, coach, rated na yan, hindi na pwede yan. Is that the right term? Ba? Tama ba yun?
May I take this on, you and Joyce? Okay. First, congratulations, Coach Miranda, that you have 5 policies. I'd like to stress on the importance lang of having multiple policies because halimbawa, nakapag-claim ka for one critical illness, let's say cancer, pero bata ka pa, who's to say na after 5 years or 10 years, wala na namang darating na critical illness sa life mo. Halimbawa, stroke naman or heart attack naman. Sabihin niya sa akin, Shelly, ang morbid mo naman. But that's the reality. That's the fact of life. So, you having 5 policies, Coach, already puts you at an advantage. Kasi pag na-claim mo yung isang critical illness benefit mo, meron ka pang iba na in your entire life, pwede mo pa siyang makuha just in case another, challenge comes to your life. Number 2, your question is kapag may critical illness na currently, kung makakover pa ba? It will undergo an assessment. I can't say definitive no. I can't say yes either because we have to fill out an application form, declare what your status is right now from a medical standpoint. Kasi meron kaming mga guidelines naman. Let's just be very honest and disclose everything to the underwriters and it will be assessed. But most likely, tama si Coach Miranda, mukhang nag-training ka, Coach. Marirate yan. Ibig sabihin, meron talagang magiging dagdag na premium which is still okay if it happens.
Ang dami ko lang tanong kasi yung agent ko, I have 5 na, no? And sabi ko, ang dami niyang gustong ipasama sa akin yung mga income replacement, pag something happens, kailangan ganito kalaki yung i-cover natin. So sabi ko nga, totoo yun kasi sabi ko nga yung kotse ko, ba't may insurance? Ako pa kaya, wala. So at some point, mahalaga yan. Another question here. Sabi ni Judex, he's from the States, no? Sabi niya, taxable ba ang benefits? What about VUL? Is it still taxable in the Philippines? Would you know, ladies?
Yes, coach. Actually, all income is taxable. So, but you'll have to declare it because what Sunlife will give you is already in your name. Kaya you'll have to declare it yourself. Pero kasi if for the beneficiaries naman, it's no longer taxable if the benefit is actually assigned as an irrevocable beneficiary. Wala yung nire-require na tax declaration from them. Pero yung mga earnings natin from the VUL, let's say, may income tax yan.
Sabi dito, thank you, Miss Shelly. Sabi dito, magkano po yung monthly ang mga katulad kong minimum wage? Magkano daw po yung monthly? Is there a plan for them like minimum wage earners?
Do you want to take this on, Miss Joyce?
Yes.
Okay.
Never underestimate your income, no? Kasi I'm sure that's hard-earned money for you. So, walang kung tatanungin ng minimum coverage or minimum na premium, I would say na let's talk. Let's talk para we can do some assessment. I can do my recommendation also for you. But to answer, my client, one of my clients, fresh grad and kakapasok lang in a BPO. Normally, ang plans namin is around 1,500 pesos monthly. It's very affordable.
Parang
But syempre,
isang
iba-iba
Starbucks
naman
lang yan isang araw, no? Parang isang kape lang.
Yes po, coach.
Bawal sa akin yan kasi araw-araw ako nagkakape. Wag ka muna magkape kasi, no? Wag muna magkape, wag muna mag-Jollibee, mag-ipon muna. 'Di ba? Kasi nga ipon tsaka insurance eh. Sabi dito, in Sunlife po ba may one-time payment like other insurance? Then yung critical illness po ba ay transferable sa immediate? I think he meant the benefit, not the illness, the transfer, no? The critical illness transferable sa immediate family at need pa po ba ng medical report kapag kumukuha ng insurance? Daming tanong.
So for the benefit, coach, hindi siya transferable like yung sa St. Peter. Sorry to mention that. Pero hindi siya transferable kung sino yung nag-apply at kung sino yung naka-declare as insured, siya lang ang kumbaga entitled for that benefit.
Okay. Tapos, ilang years daw po... Sorry, go ahead. Sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead, Joyce.
What's the other question po? Sorry. Yun yung tatanong ko.
Need pa po ba na medical report kapag kumuha ng insurance?
Okay, for medical report, well, una, diba, we needed to declare kung ano yung existing. If you have a pre-existing condition, depende na lang sa underwriter natin kung ano yung mga i-require sa ating medical procedures or mga medical tests. But then, we also, sa ngayon, depende also sa how much the coverage that you will be getting kasi meron namang limit din, of course. So, that's 20 million. But depende sa age also and again, the total coverage na we are applying for.
Okay. New Hope Have Faith, sabi dito, ilang years po ba ang babayaran? Meron ba kayong minimum years to pay sa mga products nyo?
Okay. For the deposits or the paying terms, it really depends on the purpose.
Meron bang 5 years, Ms. Joyce?
Okay, for the plans po namin, we have 5 years, we have 10 years. Basically, that's the plans that focusing on investment. Mm-hmm. And then, sa mga coverage and plans na merong mga critical illness and other hospitalization coverage na, it depends, sometimes more than 10, more than 15. If ang purpose naman ng investment is like for retirement, what we do as financial advisor, we assess kung ilang years ka si client before mag-retire. Mm-hmm. Then yun yung magsasabi kung ilang years ka magde-deposit.
Depende siguro kung ilang taon na yung nag-a-apply. Kunyari, 75 na yung magbabayad ng insurance. Tanungin ng ilang taon pa yung magbabayad sa'yo, di ba? Di ba?
So yes
Pinapatawa ko
po.
lang kayo. Alright.
Depends on the age, depends on the target also of the investment, and depends also on the coverage na ilalagay natin on your plan.
Sabi dito, is there a pros and cons of insurance? So I'll try to kind of pitch in here. No, this is my perspective as a user and as a teacher. No, so as a crypto trader, sabi nga ni New Hope Have Faith, isang 30 minutes trade mo lang yung 1.5. No, isang guys, come on, yung mga pina-follow nyo sa aking trading kanina may kumita ng $63 isang trade. 'Di ba? Yung kotse nga ini-insure natin, magkano comprehensive insurance ngayon? Yung isa kong kotse 23, yung isa 18, no? Per year. No? At ano mo, wala ka na makukuha doon. Kailangan mo lang insure, requirement lang ng gobyerno 'yun eh. Ngayon, I think ang pros ng insurance is ayaw nating bigyan ng problema yung iiwan natin sa mundo. No? Kasi unang-una okay, imagine mo nagti-trade ka, nagki-cryptocurrency trader ka, no? Tinuturuan kita ngayon, no? Meron kang tinitrade, no? Kahit na stock market or forex or kahit ano pang speculative trade. The problem is if something happens to you, you would need to withdraw your account in Binance, no, to cover for medical bills. Foundation of financial management is your protection. Aside from savings, protection muna before ka mag-speculative trade. Kaya nga guys, meron tayong assessment, di ba? Pag nakakuha ka ng 16 doon sa assessment natin, huwag ka muna mag-crypto. Naku, Panginoon, kung mag-ipon ka muna. Do not trade the money that you need for dinner. No? Do not trade the money you need for dinner. So for me, the importance of insurance, it gives you peace of mind. Lalo na kung may anak ka, 3 taon, 4 na taon, it gives you peace of mind na kahit ano man, wala ka nang di ka na makagalaw dun sa ospital, meron kang advisor na tulad niyan si Shelly, pinakita niya si Joyce, pinakita niya yung client niya na tumulong sa kanya, no? Yung client niya nasa ospital na. Eh sino mag-aasikaso sa iyo? Hingi ka pa ng post sa Facebook, donation for you, di ba? Might as well have something. Imagine mo 1,000 something ang sinasabi nila and it gives you that peace of mind. 1,500, you're gonna be covered by how much? Siguro mga 500,000 or 1 million. Not necessarily bad. No? Ang consequence, I think the consequence of insurance for me, it's not something that is identified at this point. I don't think, to be honest, merong consequence. Unless otherwise, siguro, your intention for insurance is ill will, hindi tama yung intention mo for insurance, then it becomes a consequence rather than a benefit. Kasi may mga ganyan, yung mga invento lang yung insurance at kung ano-ano, di ba? Am I correct, Miss Shelly and Joyce? Di ba? I think if you use insurance in the wrong motive, then I think it becomes a consequence. So, what do you guys ladies think?
Actually, if I may use the analogy of life vest, Coach Miranda,
Yeah,
or yung fire extinguisher, you see a lot of pros na life vest is there just in case, let's say you're a good swimmer, no? And the water is still, there's no turbulence or there's no huge waves that you're expecting, good weather. But if something comes up, di ba, biglang nagbago ang nature, ganun tayo, di ba, minsan ginugulat tayo. We will only see benefits in wearing life vest. In the same manner na the fire extinguisher, if it's there, hindi mo nga napapansin na it's there. But when there's fire, you're happy that, you have the fire extinguisher to save your house, to save you. So, wala siyang disadvantage. Tama ka, Coach Miranda. Puro advantages yung makikita mo. Kasi nga, when did it ever hurt you to wear a life vest? When did it ever hurt someone na may reading fire extinguishers dyan to save you, to save the building, to save the house?
Right.
Thank you, Coach Miranda.
Yep, sure. So I think, ladies, at this point, I'm sure the audience have a lot of questions. Maybe some of them are personal. Some of them are not meant for a YouTube live. No, so you have already posted your contact details, Miss Joyce. So definitely also leave your contact details in the comment box. Guys, if you have any questions or comments, please get in touch with these two very smart, very, very awesome and beautiful ladies that we have our guests for today. Not every time that we get a two combo of beautiful, pretty, and a lot of superlatives, no, no, a lot of guests that has that. But again, thank you for your generosity of time. Maraming salamat sa inyo. Any maybe last few words for the team before we kind of wrap up this baby and kind of move on with our show. Maybe Miss Joyce, you want to start first?
Okay po. Again, I'd like to thank you, Coach Miranda, and for all your followers and students na nagstay with us until 11:35. Sobrang gabi na dito sa Manila. And again, with this pandemic, hopefully we were able to learn na, di ba, who would have expected na magkakaroon tayo ng ganito. So please stay safe, stay healthy, and as young as we are now, as healthy as we are now, let's work hard while we have this privilege pa na healthy and bata pa and have work at the same time to get all the coverage that we can get as early as possible, because who would have thought na we are experiencing this COVID, or at the same time bukod sa may COVID, marami also mga nagkakasakit ngayon with yung mga critical illness and not just COVID. So let's get all the coverage that we can get as while we are young and while we are healthy.
Okay.
Yun lang po. Thank you.
All right, before I move on to Miss Shelly, I would like to ask this question lang kasi ang daming OFW listening right now. Jen kasi is from Dubai, no? Sabi niya, if you have an insurance from Sunlife, nakuha mo sa Pinas, no, and then na-assign ka sa ibang bansa, you have a critical illness, can you claim if you are overseas already?
Yes, po, Coach, and to Jen. Yung coverage natin is always point of exception. So definitely, kahit outside Philippines ka na, you're still entitled and you are still covered for whatever coverage you get while you are here in the Philippines. Of course, in peso value, pero you are still covered. Yun ang pinaka-importante.
Okay, thank you. All right, any words from you, Miss Shelly? Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. And to add to what you Joyce said, no, yung benefits ninyo, if you're out of the country, you can get it via your chosen bank. You'll just have to pay for the cost of the wire transfer. That's it. But same process, wala po kayong dapat problemahin and ika-stress na wala kayo sa bansa pero nandito yung policy ninyo. Thank you. And as last words, again, we cannot guarantee what will happen. We cannot predict what will happen to your life and to your investments, whether kikita ba yan ng malaki or malulugi yan or whatever. But what we can guarantee is that we can protect you. We are of service to you. And if you get yourself insured and protected, the only expectation that you will have is that protected yung earnings mo and investments mo. Lahat ng pinaghirapan mo, hindi biglang mawawala na parang mula at hindi mapupunta sa hospital na hindi mo naman winish, di ba, na mangyari. So there, siguro I wish everyone the best of luck in their investments. And while you're doing that, nagpapayaman ka, let's take care of your protection. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Before you ladies go, I would just like to kind of give some comments on the topic for today. Ladies and gentlemen, MirandaMiners all over the world, alam nyo guys, based on the recent statistics from Insurance Commission, the total number of Pinoys that are insured as of 2019 is only 3.04%. Sinasabi ko sa inyo sa ating university, only 1% of the Filipinos are trading. No? 1% of the Pinoys are into the stock market, speculative market. Not everyone. Imagine mo, 99% pa ng Pinoy doesn't know what we do in cryptocurrency. No? 97% ng Pinoy, as of the insurance data, are not even insured. Napakarami pa ding Facebook posts about help me on this. No, but unfortunately, it is what it is, no? And we're not giving it as an example just to kind of make fun of those examples. one of the major reasons ba't ako naging in love sa insurance and financial management for that matter. Sabi ko nga, and Miss Shelly and Miss Joyce, I have 5 insurance. Dalawa doon was way back 2016. It's a 5-year insurance. They actually have matured this November and May. I got the lump sum already, very big amount. I have another 10-year on 2015. It's gonna be in 2025. I have an accident insurance. I have a critical illness insurance, and I have one more critical illness. Kasi hindi sabi ko dun sa insurance agent ko, I need you to cover around 6M. Sabi ko, pwede bang isang insurance na lang yan? Sabi nila, hindi po kakayanin eh. Hindi, ang dami niyang ginawa. Anyways, ibang yung purpose kasi nung isa na para sa anak ko yung isa. So, anyways, at this point, guys, alam mo, I fell in love with insurance because at one point, I went to the office, no? Kasi laki ng kinikita ko, I have no insurance. Then, one of my supervisors, she went on leave. Oh, sabi ko, ano nangyari sa'yo? Napakagaling na yung supervisor. And at her level, she's already earning 40 to 50,000. She's the breadwinner of the family. She's one of my many supervisors. And then she approached me, sabi niya, Coach, can I talk to you after being on bereavement leave, no? And medical leave, solo parent leave for almost a month na wala siya. Pagbalik niya after 1 month, I was very surprised. She approached me. Alam mo, Coach, I would like to share something with you and I hope that you learn from this kasi it's like a personal experience niya to eh. Sabi niya, alam mo, my father died on the floor of the hospital because wala silang pera. Kumikita siya ng 40,000. Wala silang pera, meron siyang konting ipon, no? 50,000, but her father died on the floor of the hospital because her father has no insurance. She's the only breadwinner of the family. Maraming ganyan Pinoy, no? Maganda yung trabaho, but normally they're the breadwinner of the family. No? And she approached me, sabi niya, alam mo Coach, here's what talagang sobrang detalye, Miss Shelly and Miss Joyce. Detalye, sabi ko, oh, okay, medyo na mabigat na yung pakiramdam ko, kape muna tayo. So talagang she really told me the story. And sabi niya, Coach, alam mo ba, because of that, sabi ko sa sarili ko, I will never, ever allow me, my husband, and my children to suffer the same. Sabi niya, alam mo, kumikita ako ng 40,000, I'm earning this, but I cannot even help my father. Sabi niya, no? So, at that point in time, nako, I'm earning this much, and sabi ko, alam mo, why don't I have this? No? Ayoko naman mangyari na ganito yung mangyari sa anak ko at ano mangyari sa akin, di ba? Yes, I have an HMO, I have so many coverage, but walang mawawala. Walang mawawala, di ba? So I fell in love with it and the rest is history. So as a cryptocurrency trader, guys, no, I'm not just teaching you how to fall in love with Bitcoin, with Ethereum, with Ada Cardano, with BNB, nagliliparan ng coins. Yung mga estudyante ko kumikita ng libo-libo. Yung isang testimonial ko, Miss Shelly and Miss Joyce, one testimonial, he got 700,000 pesos in a trade. No? Really big earnings. So this cryptocurrency, because of volatility, can really make you rich. That's perfect. That's fine. But it's gonna be a disservice to you, Mr. MirandaMiner follower, kung hindi mo ipoprotect yung pamilya mo. No? Kailangan mong iprotect yan, yung inikita mo. If something happens to you, hindi mo nakikitain yan. 'Di ba? Pag sabi nga ni Miss Shelly, andyan lang yan. Wag mo intindihin. Andyan lang yan. Kung hindi mo kailangan, di okay. Maganda nga, hindi mo kailanganin eh. Diba? Mas maganda dyan lang yan. At least if you ever need it, then it's gonna be there for you. Diba? It's gonna be your, sabi nga nila ni si Miss Joyce, sabi, the trusted financial advisor. O, diba? So again, no, I will encourage everyone, don't contact me, contact these two beautiful ladies. If you have questions about insurance in the Philippines, ask them. Because I can tell you, I myself is a proud, although not Sunlife to be honest, I am a proud believer of protection, which is a foundation of effective financial management. Okay? All right? Again, thank you again, Miss Shelly. Good morning there in Texas, and Miss Joyce. So ulitin, wag tayo madadala. No? And if you have any announcements that you'd like to mention to our community, just feel free to drop me a note if you'd like to be a guest again, most probably a month or 2 months from now. Just let us know. It's going to be a pleasure for us to have you as our guests. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Good night, everyone.
Thank you. Good night. Bye. Okay, guys. So, that's it, no? Thank you again for your time tonight, no? Tomorrow, mahaba-haba ulit ang usapan natin. Let's talk tomorrow something about, AMA. Ask me anything on trading. And of course, tomorrow, Axie TV tayo, no? But again, guys, sana naunawaan mo, sana nakuha nyo yung purpose ng show natin today. Walang mawawala sa iyo if you try to invest and protect yourself, no? And besides, nakita nyo naman yung passion nilang tumulong, no? Imaginein mo, wala ka nararamdaman, tapos bigla ka na lang nagpa-check ng dugo and kung ano-ano na yung lumabas, di ba? So, wag nating always protect our lives. Sabi nga natin, sa cryptocurrency, your most important goal is capital preservation, no? But more than that, your most important goal is to protect your life. Diba? So anyways, guys, with that said, maraming salamat. 12:00 na pala, no? And I hope nakatulong sa inyo itong show natin today. I love you 3,000 and have a good rest of your night. Huwag niyong kalimutan, follow me in Twitter. Malay mo, after this show, ako ay magte-trade ulit at kasama ka naman sa profitability natin. Alright, guys, good night and have a good rest of your evening. Bye!